It's time for an apple fritter. Here's your host, Jimmy Apple.
Welcome to another episode of An Apple a Day's The Fritter. I'm your host, Jimmy Apple. How you feeling today, my friends? You feeling good? You feeling strong? You feeling better than you did yesterday? Excellent. You can't ask for better than that. We have got another good one for you today. We're talking about that person who only cares about their wants and needs. They don't care about anybody else. They're always looking for compliments. They're better than anybody else in their own mind. They're a legend in their own mind. You gotta wonder, are they a jackass on purpose, or is there a reason that they're a jackass? Well, we're going to discuss that today. We're going to discuss narcissism. So I want you to sit back, relax, and listen to Lisa, and she's going to tell us about narcissism. Is there a reason someone's a jackass, or are they just a jackass on purpose? So sit back and listen to this.
What is a narcissist? A narcissist is a common catchphrase describing someone who acts self-absorbed or vain. What many people don't know is that narcissism, or narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, is actually a serious condition. If you have an NPD diagnosis, others may see you as only concerned about your wants and needs or having a never-ending need for compliments. But inside, you may feel insecure, less than, and empty. Having NPD makes it hard to relate to others or have genuine self-worth. It can affect relationships with your family, friends, and coworkers. Experts estimate that up to 5% of people have NPD. Narcissism is one of 10 personality disorders. These disorders cause people to think, feel, and behave in ways that hurt themselves or others. Signs of personality disorders usually appear in the late teen years and early adulthood. The exact cause of NPD is not known. The disorder may result from a combination of factors that include childhood trauma, such as physical, sexual, and verbal abuse, early relationships with parents, friends, and relatives, genetics, family history, hypersensitivity to textures, noise, or light in childhood, and/or personality and temperament. Healthcare providers diagnose NPD when you have at least 5 of the following characteristics: overinflated sense of self-importance, constant thoughts about being more successful, powerful, smart, loved, or attractive than others, feelings of superiority and desire to only associate with high-status people, need for excessive admiration, sense of entitlement, willingness to take advantage of others to achieve goals, lack of understanding and consideration for other people's feelings and needs, arrogant or snobby behaviors and attitudes. A mental health professional such as a psychologist, psychiatrist, or psychotherapist can determine if you have key symptoms of NPD. Your psychotherapist will give you questionnaires and then talk with you. You'll go over what's causing you distress. The focus will be on long-term patterns of thinking, feeling, behaving, and interacting with others. Your psychotherapist will also identify and rule out any other mental health conditions. Your psychotherapist may give you personality tests to see if you have narcissistic traits. The tests are just questions you answer honestly. They give your psychotherapist better insight into how you think and feel. Tests include Personality Diagnostic Questionnaire 4, PDQ-4, Millon Clinical Multiaxial Inventory 3, MCMI-3, International Personality Disorder Examination, IPDE. Long-term counseling is the primary treatment for NPD. It helps you gain greater insight into your problems and learn what changes you can make to relate to others in a positive and rewarding way. Develop healthy self-esteem. Have more realistic expectations of others. Your psychotherapist may also recommend medications to treat symptoms like anxiety and depression. Medications include antidepressants. These medications treat depression. Healthcare providers commonly prescribe selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, SSRIs. This class of drugs has fewer side effects than other antidepressants. SSRI medications include fluoxetine, sertraline, and paroxetine. Mood stabilizers. To reduce mood swings, your provider may prescribe a mood-stabilizing drug such as lithium. Antipsychotic drugs. This type of medication can help with symptoms of depression and anxiety. Aripiprazole and risperidone are two kinds of antipsychotic drugs. Without treatment for NPD, you can have trouble maintaining positive relationships at work and home. You might also be more vulnerable to abusing drugs and alcohol to cope with difficult emotions. Also, feeling alone can lead to deep depression and suicidal thoughts. If one of your parents had NPD, you have a slightly higher risk of developing it. But experts believe heredity is just one of a combination of factors that lead to NPD. If you're concerned you or a loved one may have NPD, talk to a mental health professional. Starting counseling is half the battle with NPD. When you have the disorder, your self-esteem is fragile, and criticism hurts you easily. Fear of criticism can keep you from getting the help you need. Willingness to change is vital. With counseling, you can start to change your thought patterns, which changes your behavior. Over time, those changes can improve the quality of your relationships and life. Living with or having a close relationship with someone who has NPD is challenging. Learning about the disorder can be eye-opening for your friends and family. They may have more compassion once they realize the source of your behavior. They should also know that it's going to take time to see noticeable changes in your behavior. Other steps your loved ones can take to understand NPD and how it affects them include couples therapy, family counseling, individual counseling, and/or support groups. Remember, NPD isn't a personality flaw. It's a mental health condition. When you have NPD, you do or say things that rub others the wrong way and damage relationships. Usually, this isn't on purpose. It's driven by deep-seated insecurity, feeling like you're not good enough, and the need for people to think that you're worthy. With treatment, you can learn healthy ways to boost your self-esteem and get along better with others. I hope you found this somewhat enlightening and interesting. I'm going to turn this back over to Jimmy. I hope you have a beautiful day.
Hey, thanks, Lisa. And I want to thank you for being here today, my friends. And I got a question for you. How do you deal with a narcissist? Me personally, I have a very short fuse when it comes to people like that. When it comes to narcissists, I have a very short fuse. I can't tolerate that. But I want to know how you tolerate it. So I want you to go over to Living with a Disability or an Apple a Day chat. The addresses for both groups are going to be in the show notes for this podcast. And I want you to share how you deal with a narcissist. It'll be interesting. You see how other people deal with them. But if you can, just go over to either group or go to both groups. Share how you deal with a narcissist. I want to remind you, things can always be worse. That's right. Right now, there's somebody somewhere wishing that they were in your position. So things can always be worse. Hey, do me a favor today. Be the reason somebody smiles. Give them a wave, give them a hearty handshake, a pat on the back, a compliment, whatever it is you can do to make somebody smile. You're going to feel good about yourself and you're going to make them feel good. And you know, that feeling is very addictive. You're going to want to feel that good feeling again. And that's a good addiction to have. Be the reason somebody smiles. You've been listening to An Apple a Day's The Fritter. Make sure you listen to An Apple a Day, the podcast. My name is Jimmy Apple, and I'm going to talk to you again. Have a great one today, my friends.
Join Jimmy tomorrow for another Apple Fritter. In the meantime, stop over at our YouTube group page, Living with a Disability, join in the conversation and make some new friends. See you next time.